Okay, we are back with the end of Divinity Original Sin. Should be the end, I think. We just pretty much have to go through this portal in front of us, and let's see what happens. Probably should make a manual save regardless. In case I'm going to come back here.
Beyond
this is a
this
point of no
portal
return.
awaits the vileness of the void. I have gone as far as I can, but you, my friend, you'll have to be braver still.
Down a hair here. I was going to check each of them to see if they had resurrect scrolls, and it looks like they do. Good. And potions, I suppose.
Our guests, our heroes. How you have changed since your threads first appeared in my hands.
You don't have anything.
Then, you were the tapestry's greatest mystery. Now you are our last promise of salvation. I will be here weaving your tale into time, recording the fate you will write for all of Rivellon. The portal awaits you, Guardians.
You?
Infinite failings have led Zandalor and I to this
Kara
moment.
does not have
With your help,
trade option.
perhaps we can redeem not only ourselves, but Leandra too. I cannot pretend to know what fate awaits us on the other side of this portal, but I trust you to lead us.
Once you step through this portal, never again may you divine
Appreciate the
ones return
straightforward
to our realm.
point of no return warning.
Your future lies only forward, and space and time will bend to keep you there.
What lies beyond is a world unseen for an eon by human eyes, where you once dwelled as immortals, where Astarte and Source itself were born. Leandra has infiltrated. She is poised to summon the Void, to overwhelm Astarte with her army of Death Knights.
I don't have enough
Side of light,
Death Knight immunity
of
removal
creation,
spells to handle
of
an army,
existence
but...
itself has something she'll never have. You.
Aw.
Akara and I will not leave your side. We will go where you lead us.
Can you guys cast remove Death Knight
Your
immunity?
fate awaits, dear guardians, and with it the fate of all Rivellon. So I suppose only one little question remains. Are you ready?
Arguably?
Beyond here lies the true end of time, and it is our fate to stop it. Yet Zigzag's question rings heavy in my ears. Are we ready?
I'm not sure. Perhaps we've still some business here in Rivellon.
As you wish. Our fate is in your hands and yours alone. All of creation depends upon you, Guardians.
Figured I'd make one more save here after buying the resurrection scrolls, which let me split those up among people here. Split 5. Where does the split go? That's confusing. I think when I sort them, it moves. Oh, okay. Split this in half and give half of them to Wolgraf.
Whenever you're ready, Guardian.
Once you serve,
Okay.
Beyond
Got
here,
it. Let's
may
go.
the void tremble at our feet.
my friends, before you leap into eternity, know this. I have seen planets born and races die, empires rise and spirits
The greatest
fall.
tale yet told.
But this, time rewoven, heroes returned from oblivion. You've granted me the greatest tale yet told. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And remember, Zigzags will never forget.
This cannot be the first garden.
Something must have been.
Oh, cool.
Guardians,
That's cool.
fear is your only god.
Like the part where you run into the big Adra statue guy in Pillars of Eternity 2.
What's this I spy with my big little eye? It skitters like vermin, confused and afraid. Answer me! What do I spy?
Must mean me.
Yes, you can't but own up to your true nature.
Pretty cool set piece for the final area.
Keep slipping back, backslider. You can't even save yourselves, can you?
The giantess gives me the
What is this
willies.
place, my friend?
No mistake.
We are little more than lice to that, whatever it is.
Tell me true. You have heard the tale of the two deserters, but do you know in your hearts to be its true protagonists?
I am a deserter.
Yes! So you are! So you are! And deserted you are too, by the gods, by Astarte, by all!
The gods, their hearts with courage.
Only after the void wipes clean the smudge of your existence will you know peace.
They knew to make the final boss. This is just like the end of Banjo-Kazooie, where it's like, let's make sure that the boss makes you do all of the most tricky mechanics in the game, most frustrating mechanics, right? So this one, it's tripping constantly. They're setting me up for the actual fight.
You failed before. You will fail again.
Might turn out okay.
That was rather unpleasant.
Did I have a hail
wonder
spell
what's
last time?
next.
The heck? That's gotta be a king. The King Crab Inn. Oh.
Feels eerily familiar.
That's the end of our
Please come back, I'm sorry.
Duke of Farrell.
Leave me to my wooing, peasant. I love
There's no Maxine here. Where has she gone? Did the mice take her? They are as large as dragons in these shadows. Saucers full of blood. Saucers full of blood. Link and lamp. Dark ruby.
Speak of these
Yeah, look how you doing.
passions no longer. A velvet-lined coffin awaits us with
What do you think it will be like in the void, Simon? From nothing
Everything here makes you trip.
to nothing.
Now, did it actually call that the item name but backwards, or did it fix it? It is. Beer of poison bottle of beer. Okay. Let me make some space here if we can. This is supposed to be the end of the game. You can't send stuff to the homestead from here. I guess that makes sense.
What do you want? You already destroyed
Recognize that bark. Spells trouble.
I recognize that barkeep.
But I'll be on my guard.
Please, sister. Please come back. I'm sorry.
Ooh, careful there, hunters. Are you sure you want to descend even
I don't
deeper?
recognize you.
Sure.
Threads appeared in my hands. I shuddered. Which of their fates?
Source hunters, I
see my sister.
Welcome me. We answer to this code. You have come far, haven't you? Dog time, I imagine. Like the mongrel that you are. So rest, relax, and have it.
What's a demon like you tending bar in a watering hole like this?
Oh, you fool of fools. So close are we to the end, and still you ask the most pointless of questions. There is no longer such a thing as why, no when, no where. All that is left are the last few strikes of the dying clock. Tick, tock, hunter. Time for bed.
What is this place?
The king crown, is it not? Your old horse. This is your one hunter, dangling from the last thread of time. So sit back and watch the void coming with a pair of scissors in its hands.
Cool, dude. Cellar. King Crab Inn. But backwards, okay. I'm gonna try avoiding looting things. I don't want to keep track of the backwards names.
These flames bite deep.
That sucks.
That is one hefty tome over there.
One I daren't read. Not in this place.
Probably need to read the hefty tome.
Into the fray once more.
It never rains, but it pours, eh?
It is a hefty tome.
On the mend.
Immaculates. Book of Immaculates.
Back on my feet again.
Shrouded door key.
Sweet
Just a page is being written, and what have you to show for it but God?
Bless the seven, I am restored. Blood, 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 will its flow never end?
Does that heal me? It would be nice if it's like the other blood. Gotta repair my shit here, hold on. It was the bracers.
You have to love what they've done with the place.
One corpse the more, one life the less. It hardly seems to matter anymore.
Might be that I have to go back upstairs, but it's really hard to see in here.
Are you sure you weren't followed? Are you
Watch
sure
level
you
20. Ah, Zandalore.
Wander, hunter. Exhaust yourself. All you have left is but a dream within a dream.
What do you think it will be like in the void, Sire?
Living inside a dream. But who is the dreamer who dreams the dream? Hey, it's a king crab. It's cute.
How they ignored me! How they reviled me! But now I am queen!
Queen.
Before your sovereign, peasant! Bow before your master! Squire, prepare a boiling pot!
Pincer. Got it. Poisoned apple pie. They're clearly having fun with all of these reverse, like, object names, but it's a little confusing, to be honest.
How they ignored me!
Did that already. don't think there's anything critical in here, right? Unless if there's like a key somewhere. Okay, I think the thing that I looted earlier I wasn't supposed to be able to loot. Chest. Bucket of insight? This is a bucket to go on your head? Try not to kick it. It's actually pretty good stats on that thing. Yeah, I think it's better than my current shit. +2 intelligence, +2 perception, plus sight, plus hearing. I wonder if this is because there's like some perception check here and this is a way to guarantee that you pass it. It's my only guess. Okay.
Well, well. Looks like the doctors have
I'm gonna end this game with a bucket on my head.
Role reversal and poetic justice tend to go hand in hand.
I think if you jumble stuff, but if you keep the first letter and the last letter the same, it's almost the same reading speed for most people, which is kind of interesting.
It was nothing. It was supposed to be nothing.
No. Back off. Stay away. Bloodstone.
Not a maw through which the Reaper would fall.
Just a touch of the deck, isn't it?
Oh.
Give us another finger. Rotten butterfingers. Not to worry, not to worry. Leandro will keep me safe.
God,
Look at them!
odor here is
Fishes!
sickening.
Fishes everywhere! Makes my eyes water. And my throat burn.
Oh, now I've had my fill. Don't you worry. You'll be better soon.
Handles, cover. Don't think this is completely back where we started, right? I mean, it is, but something changed now, maybe? Didn't find another key in the process. Feeling we need to. Bust the door down. The candle holder has like tens of thousands of HP, but the door didn't. Perhaps there's nothing interesting in here, after all. These are tougher for me to read because you have to read each word left to right, but each word you then have to read right to left. Like if this was painting of a landscape, but painting was the last word, it would be easier for me to just read it that way. Panties?
Looking for something to remember me by? Soon there will be nothing to remember.
Just destroy everything in here, maybe? Maybe that's what they want me to do.
Bid it all goodbye. The fig.
My flesh melts before my eyes!
That happens sometimes. Sometimes you interact with the pillow and it turns into a fire tornado.
Bid it all goodbye. The vagaries of this world.
There's like human body parts inside all the cupboards and shit.
Bid it all goodbye. The vagaries of this world. Bid it all goodbye. The
This is a very odd part of this game.
I'm on fire!
Trying to not be on fire. So I can get poisoned pie and stuff. I think I finished here in the cellar because we just had to get that key, right? There's nothing else in here, I assume?
The gods their hearts with courage wound, as strange and wild worlds they found.
Make a couple permanent saves here, just in case I'm doing something stupid and don't realize it, you know?
This life is unbearable.
It's an exploding corpse, okay. Oh,
As good as a new penny.
incredible. Wolgraff died from that. What? Alright, well I assume where I have to be has to be through that weird, like, portal cupboard. It takes me into a bunch of rooms, so maybe I should search those further and see if there's another key somewhere. But also, there's nowhere outside that would require it as far as I can tell.
You already destroyed my sweet darling time. Is that not enough?
Even the spirits flee from doomed ones such as you.
My treasure, look at your beauteous
Trip whenever I try to sit in a chair. Just confirm there's nothing interesting outside here. Look like it.
The gods their hearts with courage wound, as strange and wild worlds they found.
How I long for its ivory splendor.
Something about a curvaceous pelvis.
I shuddered. Which of their failures would I be forced to endure?
Good question. Does he give me a drink? Cup of blood. Does that like cause me to game over if I use it, or do I need to drink it to get?
Does it burn out? Does it make you red?
Poisoned me.
Pity you can't have your liquor.
Okay. So, like, the Trife seems to basically be Satan in this world. Like, I guess not Satan, but the serpent from the Garden of Eden. And it just gave me a poisoned beer. Book isn't real. Desk has
Into the
body
fray
parts in
once
it.
more.
Try to sit on chairs, I always trip, apparently. Weird giant crab
Look at you.
in the King Crab Inn, which makes sense.
I'm just the sort to make it with. No, back up.
It was nothing. Supposed to be nothing.
See if the in-game log thing gives me a clue. One last nightmare. Seems to suggest going through here is the way forward, sort of. Oh hey, there's a fish taking a bath.
Away from her,
Sir Herman.
sticky fingers. She is mine, and mine alone.
Talking about Sir Herman?
I won't let the nasties hurt you, my darling. Away, away. The sea awaits, full of sweethearts.
Mugs. At least you can destroy stuff here. Fish trophies. One of these big mouth Billy Bass. Oh my god, there's a switch in here?
What could that have done?
They're kidding. Okay, hold on.
Look at you. All you require is a mild incision.
Poisoned bottles of wine, poisoned fish.
Anguish. All you require is a mild incision.
Did I open this area? Hold on. Drop. Don't need empty potion bottles. It's fine for now. Definitely the weirdest part of the game. It's intended to be weird.
Everyone seems to be freaked out by this here place. But me, it just reminds of a night out with the lads.
Something isn't right here, my friend. It smells like death.
Here reposes Astarte, liberator of the void.
Hey, it's Astarte. It's her corpse, anyway.
Return to us, Astarte! Wake from the dead, please!
Oh, if you had tuned in at the beginning, you would not be any more on the same page as me.
In death's embrace. Pray for her while there still is time. Your prayers are for naught. Her soul.
This is the end of the game. Like last episode, it was like go in the final portal, and you go in the final portal, and you're in the King Crab Inn, but all the text is backwards, and there's not a lot of clear direction on what you're doing. There's a giant Leandra who keeps making you trip and then monologuing at you. She's not always a giant. Yeah, this part is like, this is like some Eternal Darkness shit, but yeah, I'm all into weird sanity stuff, but I don't think this is supposed to be a sanity thing. I think this is supposed to be like a time is falling apart thing, maybe? Ominous door. Lock level 20. Yeah. I was saying that earlier. It's like the final boss of Banjo-Kazooie, where she uses like the two most awful mechanics in Banjo-Kazooie. Precise targeting while flying and precisely shooting eggs into things. Final boss encounter has a feature that keeps popping up to like make you trip. She hasn't done it in a little bit though, so maybe we're out of the woods. Probably shouldn't speak too soon on that. There's gotta be like a key here, right?
Return to us, Astarte. Wake from the dead, please.
Astarte's kind of like... she's more important than like Eve.
Wake from the dead, please!
Here reposes Astarte.
Return to us, Astarte.
Of the void.
Wake from the dead, please!
Flesh melts before my eyes.
Okay, so what happens when you touch a candle? There's a giant fireball.
We will hold an eternal
Attack
vigil.
her corpse?
We will pray for the goddess forever.
Doesn't do anything.
Look upon the dead Astarte and smile.
Might have to look this up soon, we'll see. Definitely not intended to mess with anything that involves fire, because whenever I do, it causes a big like plume of fire to show up. I would expect it to be over here since this is a marked region, right? Forgotten Chapel. If you do try to sit on anything, it makes you trip for some reason. Maybe back here. Dirt piles. Oh, good.
God, leech this evil from my blood.
Hold an eternal vigil. We will pray for the goddess forever.
Doing these dirt piles, I guess. Red ellipse.
Ascension time! Hey, my friend!
Such heartbreak!
Bless the seven!
We will
I am
hold an
restored!
eternal vigil. We will pray
So,
for the
bunch of things I could
Right,
dig.
better already.
Heroes of the pair of source hunters.
Wake from
They
the
died
dead,
that
please!
Better already!
stillborn. Here lies a writer who ran out of ink.
Bless the seven, I am restored.
Oh god, Wolgraff's armor is going to break from this. Hold on. I don't know this piece.
Return to us, Astarte. Wake from the dead, please. Such woe.
Can I get rid of this poison gas? I don't think so, because I think those flowers are the source of it. Maybe.
Return to us, Astarte. Wake from the dead, please.
But I was really hoping there was going to be like a key back here, but oh, Jesus Christ. Whoa, am I just permanently on fire?
He's ebbing away.
Well, that happened. Okay.
We will hold an eternal vigil.
Look upon the dead.
Hold an eternal
Don't
vigil.
dig the gravestones. There's nothing back there. Looting everything, I guess. You can loot all the poisoned food, which I don't want.
On the mend.
There's human body parts inside almost all of these things. Trip on the chair again. Is this door open now? No, it's a different door that we couldn't get through before. Perhaps there's like painting here that we have to move.
Does anybody else smell smoke?
No idea. I'm gonna look it up soon.
Source Hunter at your service.
Looking good.
It's not busting the door open, and we can't pick the lock. So there must be somewhere else that has a key. What's this door called? Ominous door. What? Wow, I'm glad I googled this. Man, golly, I hope it's possible to do this without, like, if you come here without the right inventory, you have to burn Astarte's body, I guess. Which, I suppose we did that earlier with the Lich body, but that was different circumstances and...
We will hold an eternal vigil. We will pray.
Maybe you can set it on fire by, like, activating the candles where she is?
We will hold an eternal vigil. We will hold an eternal vigil for the goddess forever. For the goddess forever.
So much for your eternal vigil, guys. That's bizarre. Like... Okay.
Oh, such
Wow.
woe.
Return to us and start.
Maybe there was a clue if you talked to one of them or something? I don't know. That's so strange. Shadows.
Look here. The general that was.
Oh yeah, it's our friend, Alyssa.
The voids pray to thee for 1/3 and final time. If only I could rally you still. But there isn't enough magic left in this dying cosmos to rally you still. Time is a waning word, Fallen One. For it is short, and it is you that is doing the trimming. Your final moments draw nigh. Your fear is an instrument of failure. It always has been. Defeat is your destiny, little general.
Yes, time relents.
It's not Tim Curry, it's the Trife.
Well, given to fear and void.
Okay. Oh, there's a fight. Is it the Trife? It's the Trife! Should have precast, Hill. I guess I'll do that next time. Oh, I have enough to cast it right at the beginning. Let's do that. Unfortunately, it looks like that circle isn't actually accurate to the real range of the spell. Now Wolgraff's gonna die, so let's try that again. Back here.
Look here. If you...
I'll do. Each one has its own AoE, which is why they get hit from outside of it. Makes sense. Has too much to carry? Do they like give him an item, or maybe they debuffed his strength? Okay. Very nice. Some knockdowns there. Can't hit them because they're knocked down, maybe? Oh.
Starts of the assassin!
Bounce for back tab, okay, good. Didn't quite kill him on the first round.
Knows all. Let the witch's true self take her revenge.
You cannot hope to win. First, the void will take you, and then
Summons.
it will take the whole of existence.
I think he's meant to summon them as he hits certain hit point thresholds, and I just got him low really fast. No, that works.
No song or tale prepared me for the terror of such a demon in the flesh. I'm glad that's over, my friend.
That ain't dusty. I'm getting pretty good at these death-defying shenanigans. What?
Love my head bucket.
Finally, he is dead.
Is he dead?
I don't care in the least what awaits those who oppose our existence. They must cease to exist so that we may be.
Yeah, no. I'm Lord Buckethead. It was an upgrade in this zone, and it's like best in slot. Oh, hey.
Back on my feet again.
Gold Ring of Grimness. That seems pretty great.
I feel better already.
This one, Tenebrium. Not as great.
On the
Stitch in
mend.
time, eh, friends?
Chance. Of course you do. Probably need to be carrying around antlers. Rings does he have right now? Worried he's got a strength requirement here somewhere. Well, I guess he's okay. I don't know if the extra points of speed actually do anything once you have the maximum number of action points, but it's fine. Wait. Let's just drop some of this shit. Wolgraf, why do you have 7 paintings? Oh, the problem is because I just reduced his strength. Okay. There we go. Just drop a bunch of paintings here, it's fine. Is he stuck in the paintings now? Crystal Horror. Okay. And it tripped us again. Leandra's Playground. That's how you know it was Leandra if we trip.
I was just conscious enough to realize that we were trapped in horror sleep, but not so much that I could force myself to end the nightmare. You must have triggered our waking yourselves. Tell me, what happened?
It's complicated. I broke an orb?
Yes. A more malevolent form of magic I can hardly imagine. It shouldn't surprise me that Leandra was capable of inflicting it upon us. And yet, those locked in that terrible state are doomed to relive their worst nightmares over and over forever.
Being lost in a
Most never
CRPG.
realize they're dreaming, much less summon the strength to defeat that which torments them.
Face the try.
Of course. The fact that you're here now means you must have bested him, conquered the trickster in his own element. Well done. Without his aid, Leandra will be all the more susceptible to our intervention.
Some of the tricky shit in this game, like, reminds me of really, really old, like, computer role-playing games, like late 80s, early 90s. Like, burning Astarte's body there is, that feels like the kind of game where you could, like, casually soft lock by throwing a key item away, right? At least this one I don't think you can soft lock, but...
Because the nightmare was of your mind's material, your waking should have triggered hers as well. She'll likely awaken at any moment. But before she does, Source Hunter, I must ask you something vital.
What's that?
Ikara is desperate to rejoin the Forge of Souls between her sister and herself. She believes that
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's surprising.
She believes she is strong enough to overcome the darkness that has overtaken her sister.
I think this game is so generally accessible compared to a typical CRPG that it comes off as surprising to me. Like, it hasn't sent me constant signals to expect, like, crazy fuckery, you know? Like, it's just like, oh, every 2 hours something really crazy happens that is basically walkthrough bait. But the rest of the time, it's pretty well, you know, pretty modern and normally conveyed.
I am less certain. Ikara is a sorcerer.
Yeah, I hope they do a good job with Baldur's Gate 3. That sounds cool.
Until Leandra. I am not at all convinced that Ikara is capable of controlling her sister, and I fear rejoining their souls may in fact only strengthen Leandra. Normally, two forged souls live bonded though separate in their respective bodies. It is my fear that the rival powers within these sisters will create something new. Perhaps a third, or perhaps a single entity, neither totally Ikara nor Leandra. Ikara has suffered terribly at the hands of her sister, as have we all. But still, Ikara's love has never wavered.
Hey, Carrie, I gotta do makeup for a Comcast outage from a couple weeks ago.
Betrayed her, and not even now that she has nearly caused the destruction of the realm. I don't know if I will ever know a love like that. I helped myself to a flake of their light. And look at all that's happened in the aftermath. Some powers I will never understand, but I should say no more. Please, no word to Ikara of what I said. But when the time comes, I hope you'll heed my warning.
It's over? Oh, thank the gods, that was grueling, to say the very least. My sister certainly has a sense of drama, doesn't she?
Yeah, this is the end.
And very little good taste. That inn, of all places. That night. Not sure you suffered as equally as the rest of us.
You guys have to solve a bunch of obtuse puzzles, too.
We're quite past the time for accusations. Let's move on. Leandra is likely waiting for us even now. We will need to weaken her before we can use the spell to repair our Soul Forge Guardians. She's far too powerful now to subject to such volatile magic, but once subdued, the spell should be entirely effective.
So the Soul Forge repair thing, I thought that was an optional side quest. Was that actually mandatory? Would I have been blocked from coming in here if I hadn't done it?
These I will gladly face, if it means there's even a remote chance of saving her. I've already lost my sister once.
Nice.
If I can help it, I won't lose her again.
This area is pretty. Just out of curiosity, I'm nowhere near a level up, right? Yeah, no. Okay.
Ikara. Zandalore. How long it's been. It does my heart good to stand before you both one last time.
She's not actually a giant lady. That was just in the horror dream.
Quite a bit easier to get a good look at you without a bloody icicle in the way, Leandra dear. You're looking well, in any case. Slaughter and destruction quite become you.
Forgive me for that, sister. I feared that you would endanger us both before the crucial moment. If I had known that I'd already become too powerful for the end of your life to cause the end of mine, I might have spared you the indignity.
It's true then. Our soul forge is broken.
Nearly so, yes. With forces of such tremendous power sharing my soul and mind, yours has simply loosened its grip. But we were never meant to be so joined, sister.
So,
it was only the
this isn't the first Divinity game.
Panic that bound us. Now, we are free.
This makes me curious if the other Divinity games, if this is basically a prequel to those, and that it's filling in a bunch of lore for a setting that people were already, like, really familiar with, you know?
I don't want to be free of you, Leandra. I never have. We are a single whole, you and I. Without you, I am weak. And without me, you've lost your way, sister. The slaughter of the imps. The sacrifice of so many by your Immaculates. How can you say you act of your own will?
There were other Divinity games
You
until
are
somebody
no
brought it
murderer.
up a few months ago.
Wake up! I am what I am. But what we are about to become is greater than all of that.
You mean you intend to destroy us?
Ah, he speaks. Let me clarify, dearest Sandalor. There is a difference between destruction and oblivion. You destroyed our family and left its fragments struggling for breath in your wake.
If it's a prequel, that could explain some of the weirdness.
Completely, to wipe it clean from existence.
They're
no more suffering.
Kind of
no
restricted
more
from making big
We
changes,
will
right?
all find perfect peace at last.
Oh wow, I'm excited to check it out, Kara.
I never intended to do wrong by you, Leandra. I loved you. Both of you. Then as I do now.
Enough! Both of you. All of you. Enough! This ends here and now. The more you struggle, the more this will hurt. I don't want to hurt you. Don't you see that?
Say that.
A bargain was struck. Now arise and aid me one final time.
It's demons. I was hoping I would get to go before she did, but that doesn't seem to be the case. It's a lot of ads, including 4 Death Knights. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is gonna be... I guess I've got Zandalor and Ikara, so maybe they'll do some tanking here. I hope that the 2 of them can remove Death Knight vulnerability. Or if the game wants to be really nice, the 4 of them will already be vulnerable. Alright, Zandalor. What's your deal? You're gonna buff yourself?
Fires of hell welcome you.
Okay, that's pretty good. This is the second game, and Original Sin 2 is the penultimate game. Really interesting. Nice hit. Yeah, just punch more.
I stand behind you. Together, we
Seems
cannot
pretty
fail.
good.
Unbreakable!
Should probably buff my weaker characters. Okay, let's see. They're Void Knights, not Death Knights, so they are not invulnerable, thank goodness. Just one in the corner. Hopefully I just don't accidentally freeze Zandalor here. We'll see what happens. Played a lot of CRPGs.
We'll have none of that, do you hear?
So this guy's invulnerable. I didn't notice that when I swung at him there. Does Leandra count as invulnerable? She does. We may need to kill all the Void Knights first. Let's do that real quick. Lucky dodge. Let's warp out of here so as to not die would be great.
This day we fight. This day we win!
Is the ice, is that enough to be able to ram? Let's see. Yes. Void Knight was crushed to death. Okay, so the remaining enemies are all invulnerable, and the portal itself is invulnerable. Maybe Zandalore and Akara have to do some shit to help with that.
I can take care of that injury.
Freedom from my grasp is but a distant memory.
Just summon more every turn.
In darkness shall you see the light.
By all that is living, they shall not.
Yeah, it's kind of like a sell for the game that they made a controller accessible CRPG. All the ones I've played are very much not that.
We need you at your best, my friend.
There you are. Good as new and not a moment too soon.
It's just a temporary thing.
I'll take care of those embers.
Yeah. This is probably the only CRPG I've ever played where I feel like the mechanics are much stronger than the story. Usually I find that the story is like what you play these kinds of games for, and you kind of deal with the mechanics as much as possible, but in this one the mechanics are actually really, really good. Okay, so they are turn-based, temporary, sure.
Bathed in rivers of renewal.
Then I just have to chill until the invulnerability goes away. Probably trip if I walk out of here.
Enough. Let's send this devil back into
Yep,
oblivion.
and I tripped. Does this count as a surface? Hope so. Hey! It's pretty much just me that can trip on it. You guys kill Zandalore, I swear to God. They're totally going to. Hopefully that's not a game over condition.
I hate this bit.
Cockroach.
See you shortly.
We can stamp you down, but you will always scuttle back.
I see, so the Void Aura is an invulnerability effect, I think. Oh good, Akara can res people.
There you are. Good as new and not a moment too soon.
I was curious if Zandalore dying was going to be a game over condition, but it looks like it's not.
You.
Pathetic.
Okay, so they cast buffs on each other, one at a time basically, and it's a way to kind of keep you from just alpha striking your way through this fight. I think I get it. Don't think I can freely kill the Void Knights. I think she just resummons them on her turn, but maybe when she resummons them, that uses up her initiative, so maybe it remains to be worth doing. He stares. Oh, it's painful. These ones work, I think. Yeah.
Seven have mercy on your soul.
Do that. Which AP does the heal cost? 8. Here, I guess. I was hoping to hit Zandalor with it as well. Oh, I might yet be able to. Okay.
Gather round, friends.
I thought it was PBAOE. I didn't realize you could target it. That's nice. Graf needs to repair his armor. Hopefully he'll just make it. Zandalor, you need to melee more, man. You're like Gandalf with that thing. Glamdring, is that Gandalf's sword? Zandalor, Leandra's vulnerable. Yarlagoth is invulnerable. As you do.
Bless the seven, I am restored.
Use my shitty heal spell.
Enough! Let's send this devil back into oblivion.
I'm working on it. Now I can kill the demon. And then there won't be anything to cast invulnerability anymore. That's kind of a neat mechanic to keep me from just cheesing this fight on the first turn, you know? Thanks, Zandalor.
I feel better already.
Oh, you just gonna pass your turn there, Kara? Okay. That's a choice that you can make. Hopefully it doesn't block the back of this creature. I may have just blocked it a little bit. Yeah, because the backstab range seems extremely janky in this game.
Sister, what have you done?
Looks like it gave it to me, okay. Oh, I got a stun off.
All my energy now!
Hey. We pretty much just have to wait for Kara to come off her invuln state. Everybody enjoy a big buff.
Lead us to triumph.
By all that is living, they shall not win.
Scan here and body blocker for a second, please.
Strike me all you want. I am protected.
Oh. You just gave herself the invulnerability? Assume there's still some other shenanigans going on here. Hey, Akara saved against freezing. At least the DMPCs I'm with here are pretty strong. I think she just killed a bunch of her own ads. Yeah, she totally did. Although she did stun a bunch of my characters, so... Yes, buff the Ice Elemental, Ikara. Interesting life choices there.
The Void cannot have this realm.
Break the protection crystals? Does that make it so that she's not invulnerable anymore? Is that what they're going for here? I didn't really see those three. Oh, there's another one down here. Just spawn them in the most annoying places, why don't you? Is this like testing that I have a high enough movement speed for all these characters to do productive things? It might just be that last one. We just sneak over there and hit it. She's got a ton of AP because she was frozen for so long. You vulnerable now? It's Void Knight. Yes. Technically, yes. God, if the stairs get in the way, I'm gonna be mad. Okay, it looks like it landed. Void Knight. Void Knights hate Zandalore. It's like their one thing. Lightning bolt from Zandalore. Good thing he didn't freeze himself. Frozen blood.
I'll take care of those embers.
Thank you. Their AI makes strange choices.
I am restored.
Ice Elemental succumb to death. Succumb to not being alive. Oh, if I trip and fall on this ice. Please don't trip and fall, Wolgraf. No, he just walked into a stun field I didn't see on the ground there. Shit. Close.
Get out of my way!
I think Marstead's finally not,
This bit. Cockroach. See you shortly. We can stamp you down, but you will
Into the fold of life. Join us once more.
thanks, Akara.
There you are. Good as new and not a moment too soon.
I needed that.
There you are. Good as new and not a moment too soon.
Fight on, Guardians! The end is nigh!
Do I want to be warm?
I needed that.
Oh, god damn it. Video games. Took no damage. What, does she need to have like a turn to... She's just immune to flurry. Okay. Sure. It's too bad Wolgraff's not going to be able to get back there because of his stun.
The void shields me from your pathetic steel. Feeling trapped.
I think if Wolgraff hadn't have gotten stunned there, we may have had it that last round. So hopefully we can come out of this. I don't know what her new little ad thing did.
Time for a little pick-me-up.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Warm as dragon's breath.
Just warm, not on fire. Should just have a chance to take no damage. Doesn't it come up here and do the big heal? Oh, and I had even targeted to do it, but it got canceled because of slipping on the ice. That's funny. I've almost had that happen, or something like it happen, several times. Okay, 878 health, can't be damaged. Also, hitting Leandra causes her to heal now, until I find a way to deal with this magic word. She's healing a little bit every time I hit her with that. Hopefully this doesn't freeze any of my allies. Need to chilled. Just healing her when I attack her right now. Let's see.
The void cannot have this realm.
Speed is of the essence.
I stand behind you. Together, we cannot fail.
Thanks. Keep Wolgraff buffed up, because he's, So we can't do anything about this portal, right? There's like a puzzle to this part of the fight, because it looks like I can't hurt her anymore. I mean, I've got spells and stuff, but very little of my damage is focused on spells. I wouldn't put it past the game to suddenly require me to, like, use an item in the middle of combat, you know?
That ought to hurt.
Maybe if I would have gotten to her a little bit sooner. Wolgraff. Did that just miss?
Pathetic.
Okay, so the magic word can't be damaged. Right? think I healed Leandra when I did that. She has some kind of buff on her. Can I, like, mouse over that? No, I have to switch to mouse controls. I feel like I had another character who was able to do, yeah, like, Bear Daughter can do slightly more damage than she heals her for. Probably because of Tenebrium, I guess. Good. 3 turns, the one that can do damage.
You are well within my range now.
And an attack of opportunity is going to get me in trouble.
They shall not win.
The void shall not
Is
triumph.
it this, like, arcane vortex thing that she spawned in the back, maybe? Every single one of my weapons is healing her. I thought she said something like this, I'm gonna cast a thing that protects you from steel, so does it need to do magic damage to not heal her? Yeah, so even the computer is attacking that thing that is invulnerable, has 800 hit points, and heals constantly.
Too soon. The peace you crave is
I'll take care of those embers.
She's almost full health from all that bullshit. But I almost had her on the first turn earlier. Also, she summoned some kind of vortex back here that I can't see. There it is. Let me see if I can hit it from back here. Jesus Christ. It looks like any kind of magic is healing her. Okay. Can I hurt the magic word now? No, that always heals it too. Dude, I'm super confused. I googled Leandra fight and it doesn't say anything about this. I could do a guess if anyone has one. I'm trying to Google it, and it doesn't say if there's any problems here. Someone's a melee fighter, and someone's a magic ward that makes her immune to elemental damage. That's not what she said. So, if I can find equipment that doesn't have any elemental damage on it, then I can hurt her? Jeez. That excludes a significant amount of the gear from the game. Hold on. Fire strength 13.
Let's send this devil back into oblivion.
It looks like Tenebrium damage maybe doesn't count. So I think Bear Daughter was able to hurt her before. Let's see. Yeah, so like the regular physical attacks, the only thing that's damaging her is the added effect Tenebrium damage. Okay, hold on. And this has air damage on it, which is part of the problem, I guess. one doesn't have any bullshit on it, so it's piercing and tenebrium.
I hope I have enough arrows for this.
That did nothing. Okay. Anything that just does physical damage? I'm worried that my party, that Zandalor and Ikara are just gonna like over DPS her, cast magic on her, and inadvertently heal her to full. Because she was already like one hit away from dying if I hadn't have gotten stunned with Wolgraf. So I could restart this fight if I have to.
And not a moment too soon.
Yeah, right? So she just completely healed the magic word. They're kidding, right? Like, is there like an item I can use that does a shitload of this seems impossible. Because Ikara and Zandalor are going to accidentally...
Do not despair, Guardians. We will overcome this evil.
Kill me. Yeah, and the crits don't do anything because it's just the tenebrium damage that hurts it. Dude, is it like the magic word needs to be teleported out of here or something? This is so strange.
Do not despair, Guardians. We will overcome this evil.
Try just teleporting it really the fuck far away and see if that changes anything. Okay, when it fell, it took some damage. But then it just runs back? What the fuck? Can I kill it by repeatedly teleporting it? I don't even know if I have enough teleportation scrolls. I think I only have those 2. That's the most damage I've ever been able to do to it, though. Okay, hold on. Leandra, Divinity can't kill magic ward. Killing Leandra. No one has mentioned this as a problem. Maybe they just, like, kill her before she summons it. Oh yeah, this fancy sword has earth damage on it, doesn't it?
Such sorrow within you.
Virtually all of my weapons do have some kind of elemental damage on them. I think that does nothing. Do I have like other scrolls maybe? Scrolls are all elemental, so you would think none of these would help, right? As are most of the arrows, but there might be some arrows that aren't. Charming, cursing, freezing, knockdown maybe. Slowdown maybe. Piercing damage.
Well, this will put a spring in my step.
That slowed it without doing any damage. So do some of these do
the end is nigh.
tenebrium? I think it needs to be tenebrium for me to have a chance here. Or maybe I can just slow down her repeatedly. That did anything. Yeah, it's not even hurting her. What the fuck? Oh, the magic ward died. Why? Was it a set number of turns that she was invulnerable? And she resummoned it. Okay, I think I need to reload this one.
Speed is of the essence.
That's all I can think to do. This is extremely confusing, and I don't know what they want me to do, and I've tried Googling it, and I haven't found anyone even mentioning this as a problem.
There you are. Good as new and not a moment too soon.
Summons a magic word that makes her immune to elemental damage. I think if I can get around reloading here, you know? Like I can. Can't kill the ward. I can't teleport it away repeatedly. That wasn't working. None of these other scrolls make any sense.
It won't be long now.
But teleporting it away was kind of a clever idea, but then it just like gets to run back for free, which was kind of confusing. None of these make sense, I don't think. Crit that thing all day. Yeah, and Leandra, like, it would be one thing if she still took physical damage, but she only gets healed by elemental damage and takes no physical damage. And I can sit here and, like, slowly work her down with Tenebrium damage, but Zandalore and Ikar are gonna hit her and fill her health constantly. So I assume that's not what they want me to do. Bleed her, maybe? Probably not. Do you know how to deal with the magic word in this one, Neva? I'm completely at a loss as how I'm supposed to progress once she summons it. It looks like it dies on its own after a few turns, but then it just comes back. Magic word protects all her ads too, doesn't it? Seems bad. Yeah, no worries. Still trying to look this up to figure out what the hell's going on.
Pick me up.
Zandalore was able to hurt her a little bit there. I was hoping that no one else casts elemental spells on her.
I'll take care of those embers.
Warm as dragon's breath.
I thought I was going to use the ritual from beating Cassandra, but I assume that's after you beat her. Let me see if it's in my inventory. I could try just using it, or maybe I have to use it before the fight starts if it's even supposed to work in the first place. Hold on. If I could even just sort alphabetical, that would make me very pleased. Is it this big thing? It's force field bypass. Soulforge repair ritual. No. Doesn't work if you just read it in combat.
Ah, this water skin never runs dry.
By all that is living, they shall not win.
Now she's taking physical damage. Oh, so she's simultaneously buffing herself with a spell that makes her immune to physical, and that thing is up? Okay, that maybe makes more sense as to why I've been getting screwed here. So, something that does a smaller percentage of the earth damage, because it's going to undo most of her healing, right? I guess the fire will heal her, but the rest of it won't. So try this. Trip and fall, that's also cool.
The arrow sings under my touch. Its song, annihilation.
Hopefully she doesn't get to go again and just buff herself immediately, you know? I think that's basically what's happening, though. Oh, people are gonna die here because of the Void Knights. Maybe I just got unlucky that her two buffs were in phase with each other, that the thing that made her immune to all physical damage and the thing that made her immune to all magical damage were up at the same time. And I was confused by the fact that she says something when she uses the thing that makes her immune to physical. She, like, specifically says, your blades can't hurt me anymore.
We can stab you down, but you will always scuttle back.
Just please don't rebuff yourself with that shit. I'm begging you. That's fine. Maybe that explains why I couldn't find anything when I googled it, because other people just haven't been unlucky with the buffs being in a bad phase like that, you know? Assume anything I do with Marstead is going to lead to elemental damage, so stay away from that if I can. Unfortunately, Zandalar is standing where I need to be standing with Wolgraff. Try to do as much DPS here as I possibly can.
In the end, this suffering
There's a
will
friendly
be over.
fire there.
My heart beats too slowly to sustain me.
Of course, she lost her turn from being tripped.
We can stab you down, but you will always scuttle back.
I'm dying.
Finally, we are at peace, sister. The void claims us all.
You alone can save us.
Please don't buff yourself with that shit again.
Bless the Seven, I am restored.
I had to pick up Zandalar, looks like.
That ought to hurt.
Okay.
So, this is how it ends. Sandalon. Guardians. Nothing changes. All this. No more.
You chose this fate. Neither I nor your sister could protect you from it. We loved you, Leandra.
So,
that has never changed.
Was I able to use the Soulforge ritual? Did I have to, like, read it during the opening dialogue or something?
Ah, look! Look where love has brought us. The void. It's here.
I did that long side quest for nothing, I guess, because I screwed it up.
Such a beautiful soul. She's dropped something, Source Hunter. From what I can sense, it's woven with the same magic she used to infuse her Death Knights with life. The same magic as the portal beyond, no less.
Sweet relief.
I'm gonna make a save here, and I'm gonna quickly load from right before I fought her to see if I can use the ritual. Maybe I have to talk to Ikara about it.
Onward, Guardians. Wherever you lead.
It'd be really stupid if this works. Okay, no. Wait, is this after the boss? No. Yeah, the wiki just says you'll have the opportunity to use the Soulforge repair ritual when you encounter Leandra, but there wasn't like a dialogue option for it.
Zandalor. How long it's been. It does my heart good to stand before you both.
Quite a bit fog. It's
Nearly.
I don't. Wake up.
You mean you...
Ah, you.
I never...
Enough. The more.
No, there's no option to do anything.
A bargain was struck.
Okay, I give up. I have no idea. If someone sees it on the wiki or has an idea of what I'm supposed to do to make the Soulforge ritual work, I'm happy to hear it, but...
Back on my feet again.
Ornate Scythe.
Bless the Seven! I am restored!
Death Knight Control Wand.
Back on my feet again.
To cast Death Knight Removal, which is not the same as Death Knight Bane. Okay.
Sweet relief. A stitch in time, eh, friends?
And a Death Knight back to the Void. Okay, cool. Staff.
Sigurd's beard, what a find!
This one's sneaking, unlocks Farseer.
Lucky find!
Yeah, I was in the main Source Hunter's inventory when I walked up to her.
As long as the Source surges through Rivellon, the Keeper of the Source is chained to this world in order to protect it. Some call it a curse.
She was also alive.
But in this moment, I feel it only as a gift from the gods themselves.
This portal is tainted by void magic. There must be a way to remove it.
It's cool.
This must be it. The first garden.
Astarte won't be far off now.
Saints alive.
Pretty.
Well, what's this I've spotted?
Apotheosis of our quest, haven't we? Don't give me that look. I've been saving that word.
It's a great word.
Garden among the stars. I can think of no finer setting for our final stand against the void. Together,
Yay.
my friend.
+1 bartering amulet in the last
We
zone.
ought to keep Leandra's wand at the ready.
Our army of Death Knights can't be far off now.
Oh, good. Looks like an army of Death Knights. Allowed to sneak through some of these, you know?
Speed is of the essence.
Thanks, man. Good choice for that.
You may impress the townsfolk, but here you are just a tin cat.
Oh, good. He can cast it. That's nice of him. Hopefully Akara can as well. Oh, Akara's not here, because she's dead because I killed Leandra and they were still Soulforged or something? I don't know. It's fine. She was alive during the fight. When you would have thought I would have had the opportunity for the Soulforge repair ritual to work. Oh good, the main character just got knocked down for 3 turns, and he's the one with the Death Knight removal ability. Hold on. See if I can sneak up close to do this. Yeah, that works. Cool. Stop triggering combat. Oh god, you think she just got nuked at the last second and that's what caused it to fail? Oh, I don't think I have any saves during the battle either. That's possibly the worst thing I've ever heard. Yeah, I was in that fight for like 40 minutes. Man, that sucks. Okay. No, I know. I'm just shocked that that's how it works. She was doing fine for the whole fight, but then at the very end, while the computer was invulnerable for like 6, 7 consecutive turns, she finally went down.
Speed is of the essence.
Probably should have done the Death Knight bane on one of them. It's okay.
You may impress the townsfolk, but here you are just a tin cat with a sword.
Ah, lame. It's fine.
Do not falter. Fight for existence itself.
Let's get out of dodge. There's only one left alive. We should be okay.
What is your bidding?
Good.
We need you at your best, my friend. The earth itself rises against you.
No, don't attack the party member. Dispel the... Oh, Jesus Christ.
A stitch in time, eh,
Alright, at
friend?
least they disturbed it. Okay. That's better. That'll level up. Which I might wait to do, actually.
Sweet relief.
Sweet relief.
Into the fray once more.
Fortune. Sweet relief.
Gold ring.
I've got my eyes on the prize.
You need a muted.
Treasure!
The text looks blurry. Huh. It's like this looks weird, but this looks fine. Let me try to mess with that real quick before we go further. Be a weird scaling thing. The red also looks kind of like that in the OBS preview window.
Always nice to see a friendly face in a strange place, ain't it?
Final shop, basically.
Best of luck.
293 gold.
Could it be?
My guardians, my fallen friends arisen. Let us stand together.
She'll trade with me too.
Hear the clapping of hollow, hated wings. Hear the voiceless voice. The void approaches. Look, the dragon, the dragon. Stand by me. Stand together.
Cool. She immediately runs away from us. I used up a bunch of my AP. It actually capped my max AP, so I can't cast anything, which is unfortunate. Looks like I did it to everybody. I don't know which of the consumables are good, though, compared to my normal damage, to be honest. I think those all counted as backstabs. Oh yeah, let's put... Let me fix their gear here real quick. I had to fuck with their gear a bunch. This is right. Change her weapon to... I think this is still worse, right? Yeah, because 79 to 114 Earth. This sword, I just... Maybe there's a bug with it. It rolled insanely strong for some reason. It's technically better. The added damage. I like send her forward so that she's the only one that gets slowed. Yeah, I thought about it. It's just its abilities though and talents which don't actually affect combat very much. I was gonna not bother. Most of this isn't gonna matter. Very few of these talents actually have me doing too much, other than the stuff that gives me like extra attribute points, but I don't think I can pick that multiple times. Yeah. Already got max bow. Max marksman.
My guardians, hear the look.
Rank some points into willpower. I just assumed that it's such a high save threshold that it would be almost impossible for me to land it. Maybe I'm just... It costs 11, and do I currently have 11? Yeah, I want to start with Hail cast if I can.
The God Box. With this, the void might once more be contained.
My guardians, my fallen friends
No,
are risen.
everyone that it targeted, it looked like I hit. Astarte maybe saved against it. close enough now? Not quite. I don't know if it's ultimately a range thing. Try some different things. Try to get close enough.
My guardians, my fallen friend, hear the clock.
Weird. The turn order seems strange. Not clear on what causes it to go one way or the other. See if it does the same thing again here. Someone's a bunch of ads. Sneak a teensy bit closer, maybe?
My guardians, my fallen friend, hear the clock. The dragon, stand by me, stand together.
Hey, managed to cast it. Very cool.
Crystallize and freeze my foes.
Speed is of the essence.
I think I actually did manage to freeze it there that time.
Shall I break the ice?
Ha! You better not break the ice. The 94% chance to resist freezing, so I guess the luck that I got there was mostly from, I think I'm gonna have to pop Winged Feet. I got lucky that I just had so many possible rolls that I got one of them. So what consumables do I have that are good? I honestly don't even know.
I will whap, you take them out.
Got like healing potions and elemental resistance potions, but nothing that's like damage as far as I know. Target is blocked problem, I think. Fair Daughter is so far behind in DPS. She used to be my main source of DPS. Now she sucks. Status effect arrows remain pretty good. Are those based on her arrow damage, do you know? Still counts as too far. Oh. Rude. I have to use AP every time I access my inventory, whether I use something or not, don't I?
Where you stand.
Get it to Starte. So maybe Akara and Leandra would be helping me here if I didn't blunder, her dying in the last turn.
Of winds. Fly, Guardian.
Baking like a cake.
Oh, because the cone shot actually matters how close you are? Okay.
Open your eyes. See
I wasn't sure if that was
beyond
just a
the
visual
void.
thing.
You are ancient as the rocks. You are impenetrable.
Solid as a rock.
Thanks, God. Yeah, that makes sense. So the animation isn't lying, basically. Uh-oh. This thing trip? Nobody can walk into stun, I guess. Lame. Be dead before he gets to go, I assume. So we'll see.
The void is getting weaker. Don't stop.
Oh, that sucks. You could apply Fortified on it by accident. Fortunately, I just gave her the thing that makes it so she can't walk very far, so... Maybe Arrow Spray is still good from a distance because the boss is so huge, though. I think that's the first time that, that Fortified has actually landed. Maybe that's why that sword is so ridiculous, because it has a chance to buff the enemy, but it's like a really weak chance.
I conjure the spear of the Winter King!
That was almost a pretty good Alpha Strike there. Almost did a big old thing there without it getting to act. I think I did quick save after that, so I could always go back to that stage and try to have Bear Daughter go up without the range precision stance. You still have the Fleetfoot thing? I think he does.
I can smell your fear.
Dragon's not feeling too hot. Refortified it though. I assume that that's still gonna hit if it's based on its hitbox size. Okay. I think it is, but that wasn't enough for it to be helpful. Ow, 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 ow. My little bomb thing is done being stunned. Way to go, Astarte.
Open your eyes. See beyond the void.
Can't just stun God. Well, apparently they can. Okay, just stun my whole party. Keep it up.
What clouds my vision?
Wow, those ads are no joke. I wasn't really appreciating how much freezing the boss for 2 rounds was changing the landscape for this fight. God damn.
Shield me! I am powerless to protect myself.
Bye, Wolgraf. Did it explode? Still get to do its explosion damage? I'm not sure.
Toasty.
AI really likes to recover mild status effects from allies. Arte is super dead. I just get XP for Astarte dying? Really? The universe they're doing this. This is kind of fun. This is a bad ending because Astarte died? This is what I thought they were kind of doing with that horror dream thing. Holy shit. That was kind of cool. Okay, well... Oh, I thought I had a quick save in the middle of her being frozen. I could have sworn I did. Hey, sir. How you doing? Let's pray. Am able to cast it while the dragon's spawning in, so...
My guardians, my fallen friends arisen. Let us stand together. Hear the clapping of hollow, hated wings. Hear the voiceless voice. The void approaches. Look, the dragon, stand by me, stand together.
I think if I don't get a freeze, I should probably... Okay, how many turns did I get, though? I can't tell. I can read the log, right? No longer frozen. I think I only get 1 turn this time. Alright, well, we'll see what happens here.
Ice bites deep.
Yeah. I think.
Earth itself rises against you.
Doesn't look like it's still frozen, so... I think things were going really bad when I didn't get that initial double freeze, or maybe it actually been a triple freeze, because it didn't go right at the beginning. And then,
My guardians, my
it didn't go for 2 turns after that. And if I had Bear Daughter close up to do her cheese, that may have been enough, so let's see. I guess I'll save in the middle of this conversation. Oh, there was a save overwrite when it was happening. Okay, I think that's what's going on.
Hear the clap. Look, the dragon, stand by me, stand together.
Okay, so we got at least 2. That was just 1. I don't know how much I want to cheese this. I want to at least get my good attempt back, because when I did that correctly, I had 2 full turns of it.
Hear the clap.
And I thought I had saved.
Hated wings. Hear the voiceless voice. Look, the dragon. The dragon. Stand by me. Stand together.
Just get one that time. Hey, that's what we got the first time. Okay, cool. I will keep that. Let me, can I save in the middle of that? Cool. So now I'll try to make my decisions based on what I did the first time. So, let's see. I think we go ahead and summon a Ice Elemental here. Careful, I can't get Bear Daughter too close or she'll slip on the ice, unfortunately. Pretty good deeps. I think I'll try summoning the bomb and just accept that it's going to damage Wolgraff a little bit. Always pick him up later.
Just toying with ya.
I'm guessing the boss is immune to bleed. Immune to bleeding, yep. Now I know. Alright, so you're saying that if I get right up in front of his face... The animation is literal. Ah, I see. Because of a cone. That's pretty good. I don't think it would have won the fight last attempt, but maybe if I get another go at it. Probably maneuver Melali into a better position before Astarte starts talking. It's nice when Zandalor's just doing DPS instead of like removing burn or whatever.
Divine blessing.
Astarte kind of gets like nuked immediately. Once the dragon gets a chance to summon its ads, they just all focus her down really fast. Crit, Ice Elemental. Makes me concerned that I'm gonna accidentally bump into that there. I know, right?
You don't have a leg to stand on.
Fortunately, you usually don't have to worry about enemy AI in this game, but here it certainly seems to. Flurry's pretty good deeps. Just be careful not to move lest I accidentally electrocute myself here.
I feel like I've been set in stone.
Alright, unfortunately, Wolgraff just got bad things happening to him. To remove status effects from allies, do I have potions that do that? I don't think so, right? I'd have to have like a scroll. Let me see. Thunder Jump, Tornado, Blitz Bolt, Bless allies around you, Summon Spider, Deadly Spores, moves Burning, Frozen, Stun, Charm, Healing, and Shields. Well, that might be what I'm here for.
I call upon the spirits of flame and fire.
Stun was the one I was worried about, but I think I just took care of it, so... Thank you, though.
Fires of hell welcome you.
Get him, dude. You can knock down the dragon? That's kind of funny. Way to not trip, Zandalor. Proud of you. Oh, he got immediately restunned because of the field that he's in. Okay. So you might have to do the thing that removes shit from the ground as well. Have more of that one scroll? It'd be really nice if I did. She certainly doesn't have any. Guess there's a somewhat decent chance that I'll luck out and Zandalor will heal it.
Close, Guardians. My power will fortify you.
Anything else that removes stun, that would be super swell. Tempted to just pop hail attack again. Even if it results in some of my allies getting hit by it. Didn't realize I had multiple scrolls that could do that. Let's see. Okay, if I have to reload, I think that's a thing to do. That makes sense. So just keep spamming that. In fact, I think I'm gonna have to, because I think once he pulls these ads out, we're in big trouble. Shoot, with the Wolverhaft taking all that damage? Yeah, it's and I think he gets to go first too, so I can just immediately pop the scroll, which I don't think he uses as much AP either, which is nice. How many times can I get away with this shit? I only have the one scroll, okay. Armor, Frost, Bless, Turn to Oil, Arcane Stitch. It seems to not want to let me position this, right? I want it to be like dead center on the boss. Don't get any extra freezes off that, unfortunately. Let me see if I can get one more turn of freeze. Would be amazing if I can pull it off.
Freezing volley!
The earth itself rises against
Keep casting your freeze, Zandalor. Somebody puts like a stun thing on the floor, which is really bad. I don't know if the dragon triggers that or what.
Soil of Rivellon, heed my cry!
You are ancient as the rocks. You are impenetrable.
Charge!
Be funny to get a knockdown one of these attempts here. Oh, immune to knockdown, okay. Is it Tenebrium that heals it, maybe? Looks like some of my damage is healing it inadvertently. Oh shit, I think that was great, wasn't it? Oh wait, no. I think it's just saying that the ice wall was frozen. Alright, that's fine. Not as exciting. Oh, it's Back attack is all fucked up now? That's unfortunate. I have to assume it still exists. I don't know if my ice wall completely broke it.
Who's laughing now?
It's just the indicator is missing now. Gotcha. Nice chill.
That's it. You're nearly there.
I'm trying. Ooh-wee, am I trying. Get up close to the dragon, but not on the ice. Pretty good. Power of the Alpha Strike. Dragon gets to go. Wait, why did it get? What the heck happened to its health? It went from 1 hit point from dead to full health. Did something break? Does it just get a free heal when it's dead or something? It's really strange. Oh, no. Well, it still shows that it's out of health, but weird. Maybe it has more health than it's allowed to display. Oh, it was just the health bar on the the turn list that was glitched. Astarte did all of this. Good job, Astarte. You didn't need my help at all. I don't think I could have won that without the freeze cheese, to be honest. Like, those ads were really strong, and they killed Astarte in a single turn if they focused her. And the boss, like, debuffs everyone.
It is over. The void
So
has
yay,
been
hail
caged
attack.
inside the god box, and you have put an end to the battle I was designed by your enemies to lose. The taint has gone. A new dawn breaks. Pure is the source that courses through me. Immaculate. Let us absolve the word. Unsullied is all source anew. My champions, my gratitude is yours. All of us fell low once, but look how we have all reascended.
Who are they, the enemies who designed us to lose?
There are more and other forces at work than you can conceive. The void, it is but an instrument. Leandra and her followers, mere tools.
Lucky the first time I got the hail attack cast off, I noticed, like, it hit enough times to show that the boss was even vulnerable to freeze, because if it had just missed on the first attempt, I wouldn't have known that that was a valid strategy.
Even gods and spirits, such as I, have less control than mortals know, would fear to know. But these things may not be spoken of, and my knowledge is incomplete. All I can promise is that I'll guard you long as you and yours live. Always. That, my friend, is a hard question to answer. But we have somewhere to go, and in that your victory lies condensed. We stand at the brink of a new age and a new universe that even the cowering gods thought the fancy of fools.
More fool them. For distrusting you, Guardians, you deliverers of time and space. For myself, I will remain here to cleanse and renew the first garden. Source shall flow wholesomely again, a blessing upon all the well-willing creatures of all the beauteous realms. And you I absolve of your guardian duty. You have kept the watch long, and kept it well, but even longer shall be your lives, and happy if I can make them so. The only two beings you'll be, who can freely come to this garden and bask in the splendor of the source restored. The only two beings you'll be, who will share the privilege of gods. But first I will let you settle your business on Rivellon. So let me take you home, to the place where it all began.
Post game? Yeah, I don't think we ever actually got to come here, right? Oh, did I get overloaded? Why? This is funny that suddenly I'm overloaded upon being teleported. Maybe I had like a strength boost that I lost from losing the party members or something?
Well, well. Look what the cat was attracted.
Time loop or something?
Oh, it smells wonderful,
Okay, no.
doesn't it, my friend? Rivellon. Home again. Long have we traveled, side by side. Now here we stand at the end of our adventure, into a wilderness I never imagined. I will return to Home Forest. I know not what I'll find there now, but I will sing
we're gonna
our
wrap
story
up
from
the
every
party
cave
members.
and clearing, and perhaps Jarrett will return someday. Come visit someday, won't you? I know Mother would love to meet you. Oh, don't worry. You're not gristly enough for her taste.
Where's Wolgraff? He should be one now, right? Big fan of my epic final armor that's a bucket on my head. Maybe he's further down. She looks super different with all that gear.
To think the Academy was but a hair's breadth away from being blinked out of existence.
Yeah, I don't know any
If you'd
tracksuits.
asked during our student years,
Hoodie.
I would have told you to let the Void's will be done.
We heard you met frightful trolls demanding
Oh,
shrine
in-game.
troll, but that you wanted to hear none of it.
Got a squat.
Well, well, well. Look who's finally back. Were you out hunting Source, or finding yourself in Youthall Gore? So, out with it then.
Oh yeah.
Who
Who
killed
killed
Counselor
Counselor Jake? It's pretty funny. I think that more justifies the ridiculous scene earlier in the game where we go in to solve the Counselor Jake murder and touch a Starstone and find ourselves in the fucking end of time, and you're like, what?
Well, we've heard the rumors. Source cult this and end of time that. The recruits may buy it hook, line, and sinker.
Recruits buy
But
it.
I've been on the farm long enough to know a tall tale when I hear one. I'll expect to find all the details in your report, Hunter. But first, you've got a visitor. The kind I don't like to see loitering around Academy headquarters. Clear him out, and then get to writing.
Who's the visitor?
Do I look like your secretary? Go on. They're just inside.
Wilgraf should be here because he's a source hunter now. What have you heard about the Guardians of the God Box, the Void Dragon?
Gods above. There's at least 2 in every year. Look, I don't care what you do in your free time, recruit. But on Academy grounds, the recreational use of Drudenary is strictly prohibited.
Then your adventures are dismissed as a pot dream. Oh, it's Zandelor, okay. You help me say goodbye to Wilgraf? It's probably a guy that has a bunch of weird electricity shit coming out of his body, would be my guess. Arhu's here too, okay. Here he is. Hey, man.
Here I finally am.
You probably contributed the most DPS to the game, except for maybe Hail Attack towards the
In my
end.
wildest dreams would I thought I'd actually get to see the old girl with my own 2 eyes. Not to mention I'm still pinching myself black and blue that I'm standing here a source hunter. Of course, I've you and only you to thank for that. So, cheers, Governor. Whiskey's on me. I, found a nice bottle down in the cellar.
So this is where you trained, is it, Guardian? Now, perhaps you prefer your old title within these walls, Source Hunter.
Guardian's my older title,
Pleasure
to
to
be
find
fair.
you well once more. Tell me, how are you faring?
Eat the force of great destruction and save the realm from oblivion.
That you have, dear Guardian. And Rivellon will remain forever.
What became of Akara and Leandra? Well, you flubbed that up
Wherever you may
on the
go,
last turn of
You
combat.
can cast your eyes about you and know that all you see continues to exist because of you.
Oh. Oh, weird. I can ask the question, but there's no dialogue. Is it a glitch? Was it supposed to play the cutscene? Because I didn't think Akara was dead. I thought she had like 1 hit point. I wonder, because she had like 1 hit point, or she was really low, and she had like a status effect on her, like burning or something. So I wonder if it broke the script that she like died in the middle of the script to repair their soul forge. Perfect.
I have much to mourn, Source Hunter. Much to repent. Much to consider. I know not what the future holds, but I'll wait for it at whatever leisure I might endeavor to deserve.
Okay, so I don't think I screwed anything up in that fight. It was just a super janky fight because of bad luck in the order of operations from Leandra and my AI allies. And then the script to, like, save the 2 most important characters of the game just failed for some reason.
I do hope we'll meet again, Source Hunter. A wizard's and a guardian's work is never done. To your health and happiness, Guardian. And thank you.
Thank you.
Source Hunter, how I rejoice at your return. I may not have scurried through the first garden myself, but thundering tomcats, I can vividly imagine the terrible battle you fought and won in that starry realm. Leandra is dead. It had to be. Astarte is free. The Void Dragon enclosed anew and forever. So few people know that thanks to you and only you, they draw happy breaths. That Zixzax writes with fervor still, and that the Weaver quietly weaves as if nothing ever happened. Your quest is over, Hunter, but your glory is endless. One day your story will be sung, and your very name whispered in reverence. How honored I am indeed to be a footnote in your tale.
Welcome back. You won't believe all the stories we've heard about you.
No, we went to the end of time? It's not a long hallway because it's not leading to the boss, but victory lap long hallway, I guess.
So, this is it. After all we've discovered, after the battles we've won, I think it really is over.
What do you suppose we should do now?
Deserve some rest and relaxation.
How right you are! How's a sunny beach and a cold drink sound to you?
Aw.
And thus the Guardians lived out the remainder
I can trade
of
on
their
the screen?
mortal
Okay, this is oversight.
The end.
What? The end? That's only the beginning. What do the Guardians do after that?
Well, if you really want to know, if you've ever tried to romance a brick wall, you'll know just how Savior the First felt while wooing Savior the Second. But perhaps for the best, the two parted ways.
Savior the
when
First
they
and Savior the
returned
Second is
to
pretty great.
Rivellon. Savior the First never forgot Savior the Second and would think of their adventures whenever the moon was particularly pearl-shaped or the sunset a special shade of orange. As for Savior the Second, Savior the First
Sounds about
was
right.
forgotten as soon as breakfast came.
Andrea is very much obsessed with breakfast.
What more could you ask for, little imp? The void is contained, the goddess is freed, and the saviors have returned to Rivellon.
Oh, interesting.
What more could you ask for?
This cutscene casts Zigzags as a party member, because I guess the party members have to be in each cutscene. And it looks like there are 2 goblins, right? They have level ups and shit in the top left corner. Right on. Okay, so yeah, let me give you my thoughts on this game. I thought this was good. I liked it. I think it's a good game. I think it has a lot of really cool ideas. It's really neat that it's accessible on a controller. I never really thought a CRPG would pull that off, but I played the whole thing with a controller and I thought it felt fine. I didn't think it was like a significantly worse experience than doing it with the mouse and keyboard. I guess there were a couple spell casts that were janky with trying to get the targeting just right. For the most part, it felt pretty good. I think this game nailed feeling like traditionally dungeon mastered like tabletop RPG, in that it had a bunch of crazy jank where you could, you know, break the game or do things that felt like you weren't supposed to do, like teleport onto switches and, you know, put apples on things. That kind of Breath of the Wild feeling of solving the puzzle the unintended way. I think that it did a really good job with that on the whole. And I think that most of my parts where I was kind of like narrowing my eyes and like getting kind of annoyed with the game for being too obtuse, like I think that's the trade-off. You can't have crazy, ridiculous puzzles without it being a little bit obtuse. I guess, if anything, I wish this game leaned more into the obtuse thing. I wish it picked a lane a bit. Because it wants to both be the ultra accessible co-op controller friendly CRPG with modern design ideas where you can't soft lock yourself and you can't fuck yourself over like you could in the old 80s and 90s computer RPGs. It wants to be that, but it also wants to still feel like one of those older games where you could fuck yourself. And if this leaned more into like the La Mulana like crazy shit and broadcast to you early on that this shit's going to be crazy, I think that it being co-op would actually work super well with that, because then you have 2 people to try to tackle these ridiculous puzzles. So I guess I definitely perceive this game as a, Fisher-Price CRPG. Not, it sounds negative. I didn't mean it like that. Like, it's a streamlined CRPG. It's like how Blizzard would stream, like Hearthstone is Fisher-Price Magic the Gathering, right? And I think that Hearthstone in a lot of ways is a better game than Magic, with the trade-off being that it can't be as complex as Magic because it is so streamlined and so simplified. And so like Babby's first TCG kind of a thing. So all of that said, thinking this game is really good, wishing it picked a lane, the things that I really didn't like, I thought the inventory was a nightmare. This might be the worst inventory management in a game that I've experienced in a really long time. Lots and lots and lots of garbage loot. Lots of procedurally generated shit that's difficult to appraise. I guess you can't really compete with Path of Exile. That's probably the worst game I've ever played in terms of like loot appraisal and sifting through garbage. But this one just, it was so clunky to move things around, and you had a weight limit that didn't matter until suddenly it did, and you had the ability to effortlessly transfer items between characters in your homestead, but that wasn't very well put forward. So if there's one mechanical problem I had with the game, it was probably inventory related. If you took this exact same system and you put authored loot into the game, and you greatly reduced the amount of interactables, and you greatly reduced the amount of trash loot, I think I would have liked that a lot better. Just anything that involved like maintenance and cleanup, most of that was in the inventory system, but stuff like healing out of combat, until we got that endgame party heal spell, it was just miserable to sit there and wait for everybody's cooldowns and slowly top everyone off when there was no danger. It was just like, sit here and do it, you know? But stuff like dealing with traps in dungeons was pretty cool. I liked having to solve all the little puzzles. It was really well done. So mechanically, other than those things, I think the game was pretty perfect in terms of like your build options for a CRPG and your party options. I thought that stuff was really good. The story we've already talked about multiple times. I don't think the story is bad. I just think that it's like reading like the Manual of the Plains or something, right? Like the Manual of the Plains is not a cohesive story with a beginning, middle, and end that has you invested in a bunch of characters. It's a bunch of lore. It's a bunch of setup for like, okay, this is why this town is this way, and this is who this lich lady is, right? It's not like it doesn't feel like a BioWare CRPG or something like Planescape Torment, where it's about a person and about their story and their journey and what happens to them, you know? So I think that they could maybe improve on that. I'm sure a lot of that is just an issue of it being so non-linear and being able to go through the game in all these different orders that kind of holds back your ability to tell a cohesive story when it's all over the place like that. I do think that the stuff with the Starstones was jarring with the way that they oriented it. I feel like I don't know how they would fix it, like other than to maybe spend the first 5 hours of the game being heavily on rails and have something that naturally culminates in you finding a Starstone and going to the end of time. Instead of it, I thought it was a glitch. I thought I made a mistake, like I bumbled into the wrong side quest or something. Didn't realize that it was so important. Didn't realize that I was supposed to go back to the end of time repeatedly every time I found a Starstone. Like, it wasn't even super clear to me that bumping into a Starstone was doing something significant, right? Like, it would get absorbed and it would turn inert and my party members would get healed. And like 30 hours into the game, it became clear to me what was actually going on. And I guess it was cool that they were trying to do a mystery thing, but you can't both do the mystery thing and have the crazy end of time zone with the portals and the wizards and the tapestry of time, right? Like, again, you gotta pick one. You gotta leave me completely in the dark with that and slowly reveal it to me until it's suddenly showered on me at the end. Or you gotta have like the first 5 hours be all about how important the source hunters are, that there's not these two randos, that they're like basically ex-gods. It's an RPG, you play for the mechanics and not the story. Totally normal. Yeah, I guess if I were to summarize all of that, it would be to say this is the only CRPG I've ever played where I like the mechanics better than the story. I don't think the story's bad, I wouldn't play it for that. I would play it for the mechanics. I would probably recommend anyone who has watched parts of this playthrough and doesn't feel spoiled on it to play it co-op, because I think the value of going through it with another person and trying to solve the puzzles together would probably reduce the feeling that you need to Google things constantly when you get stuck. And the mechanics seem like a big part of the fun. I'm excited to play Divinity 2. I'm excited to see how they iterate on some of these ideas, especially the co-op part. I'm hoping that like the rock, paper, scissors dialogue thing is a little bit more fleshed out, or at least a little bit more interesting if you're playing it single player. But this game, it seems like it has a lot of potential, and the fact that there's a sequel to it is exciting to me because it means that a lot of the complaints I have can probably be improved on in the second one. This isn't like the only entry in a franchise and then the developer went under and I just have to be sad that they tried to do this thing and it didn't quite work. So whenever someone wants to get Divinity Original Sin 2 on the spreadsheet or the voting or sub block or whatever, I would be interested to see how it plays out. But I think that's it for today. Thanks, folks. I'll let you know what's coming up on the schedule.